really pumped about today's one mic stand. This is Jonathan Kirsten with the Pittsburgh Technology Council and Tech Vibe Radio, talking to Richard Citrin today. I've known Richard for a long time. When it comes to like leadership training, this guy knows what he's doing. I mean, he can walk people through sticky situations, give people the skills that they need in order to effectively manage and grow their staff. And really, I think this is this point in time right now where people are looking for leaders to step up. People are looking for resiliency, right? Yeah. Richard. And so I thought it'd be great for you to stop by and give us a little pep talk, right? And tell us, give us some strategies around how we can all be more resilient. Because I think it's like, you don't necessarily have to be the leader of an entire organization. You can be a leader of your own department. Even just being a leader of yourself, if you're a one-man operation, in order to get that right mindset as far as that goes.
Jonathan, you are so right. It is great to join you today. And I love talking about this topic of resilience. I've been talking about it for 20 years or longer. It's so
You're resilient about doing that, aren't you?
Oh, yeah. I'm living it.
Exactly.
When you live in kind of a stressed world and you look for an antidote to stress, which is how I think of resilience.
I like it.
Then you look for whatever you can to help you get out of it. You don't manage stress. Stress manages you. You do a stress reaction like we've all been having these last 4 weeks.
Yes.
We go between, feeling okay and feeling panicked and feeling hopeful. And that kind of ebb and flow, emotional up and down, releases the biological hormones. That is fatiguing. It weakens our immune system.
Right.
Whether you're a leader or you're leading a team of other people who are sitting at home Zooming, or perhaps not Zooming, depending on how.
We like Zooming. Come on.
I was in a Zoom meeting with this. It was a webinar I was taking, and I knew some of the people on there. One guy private chats me, "I don't have any pants on." Well, how do you respond?
Like, keep that to yourself, buddy.
No, I don't nearly need to know that.
It's like, what do you want me to do about that?
Zoom joke that's going on. So, but it creates a little stress and reaction to it. So I've been hearing from lots of my clients, leaders who are dealing with, how to best support my employees.
Right. Exactly.
How to make sure they're comfortable, confident. How do they know that they have what they need?
Right.
And now it's interesting, I've been telling people that I've observed that there were 3 phases, if you will,
to
this round that we've been going to, which I've called hunkering down.
Hunkering down. Wait, you got to say it like a Pittsburgher. You got to say hunkering down.
Well, downtown is closed. So.
Right, man. It's all tore up.
It's wrong. So, the first element was around creating safety and security. Mm-hmm. And that was manifested pretty much by selling out toilet paper so that everybody knew they had enough toilet paper. That was their kind of the emblem of security.
Right. I have controlled the situation by stockpiling TP, right?
You have hit one of the key aspects of resilience, which is that people want to have a sense of mastery about something in their life, some sense of control.
Exactly.
So whether it's buying toilet paper or having enough groceries or building a schedule for themselves, that creates some sense of control. Mm-hmm. That is one of the key things that each of us can do individually, and certainly that a manager can do with his or her team, is help their people to get a sense of control. Definitely. What can you get done today? I tell people to stop doing a to-do list. Jonathan, do you keep a to-do list?
Oh my God, I do. I have to. Why? Because I have so many things to do. I take such pleasure crossing the things off.
Stop it.
Okay, I will.
Because what people do with to-do list is you're creating a list of activities.
Yeah.
What you want to do is you want to have a results list.
Ooh, well, I like that. See, that's cool. Tell me more.
So I was talking to my financial advisor last week.
Yeah.
And I was talking to her about this idea of a results list versus a to-do list. So I said, well, your to-do list is that I have to talk to 8 of my clients today because people are nervous about the stock market.
Yeah.
I said, but really a results list would be that I'm going to talk to 8 of my clients today, and I'm going to see if any of them want to invest additional money with the bank. That's getting a results list.
I like that. That's cool.
So for you today, and I was listening to the noontime program, which was with the Restaurant Association. It was a great program. one of the results that you got of that, and it was great where Audrey said, you can't promote anything normally in the programs, but today I want you to promote your favorite restaurants.
Yep.
The results of that is that it would be great to know if there was an increase in takeout orders. I mean, the goal of that program was to increase the numbers of takeout orders in local restaurants in Pittsburgh, and to have people think about giving more tip money to people when they get their foods. That's a result. So,
I like the way you're talking. This is very empowering. It's like very empowering.
You and Audrey emphasize that we want people, as well as the speakers, that we want people to go out and buy from your favorite restaurants and support them in other ways, like buying a gift card was a question Audrey mentioned. So the results of that talk was really about not just supporting the restaurants, but providing strategies for the restaurants to generate more income, more business, more revenue to help them sustain.
Exactly.
So we want to think about results. And when you get to the end of that day and just look at the list that you've crossed off, that's okay. But if you could say, wow, I really did something that made an impact today, and here was the 3 things I did that were impactful.
See the results.
That's more powerful in terms of results.
I'm using that. I'm taking it. I'm done with my list. It's a results list now, dude. I love it.
And I do that every day, and I try to, and I keep it reasonable, because I don't want to, if you have an activities list, the to-do list may have 10 things on it that you want to do, including getting through your email. Well, important, but not, so 2 or 3 results is really what you want to do.
Okay. What's next?
Yeah, so that's kind of, the second phase, which is gaining stability and well-being. We're trying to getting a routine set up. I had one client I talked to who she would get up in the morning, go through her normal routine, get dressed normally, get in her car, drive over to her favorite coffee shop, pick up a cup of coffee through the drive-through, drive around for 15 minutes, come back to her home office.
I like it. Yeah.
Close the door. It was like her drive to work.
Right.
A new routine that gave her a sense of stability.
I like that. That's cool. Yeah.
And the third phase is beginning to see, how do we create this as a normalcy and begin to look at what the new normal will be. And it's interesting because until the last week or so, where we've begun to get some definitive planning around the new normal,
right?
People didn't really know what the new normal would be. Are we going to go back to work? Is it going to be exactly the same? What's it going to be like? Now we know it's going to be things like we're going to be putting when you go to the tech council when it opens up, they're going to put a little thermometer by your forehead to check your temperature.
Are they really?
Well, they're going to have something there to measure your wellness.
Oh,
Are you going to wear a mask all day? Are you prepared to wear a mask all day? How are you going to feel about, how much comfort is that going to be for you?
Only if it's a good looking mask.
Well,
but yeah, so it's gonna be different. We know that when we're coming back, that it's not gonna be like it was going to work 2 months ago. It's going to be like different scenarios going on, like having your temperature taken or having to wear a mask or something to that effect.
You guys have that great little restaurant over there at the Tech Council, Eco Bistri, is it?
Yes.
How's it going to be to wait 25 minutes to get lunch?
I know.
We're only going to let a certain number of people in at a time. So
exactly.
You may want to be picking something up on the way into the office, so you have it there and you pop it in the microwave.
I have to eat it while I'm waiting in line to get my food.
Exactly. We have a line at the microwave there.
Exactly.
These things are going to change. This takes us to the next phase, which I'm thinking of as kind of getting out and getting started.
Right.
But it's not going to be exactly the way we think it's going to be, and there's going to be a period of adjustment.
Of course.
And acceptance, because it's not just about us. We've got to be thinking about our colleagues at work. What are the concerns they have? What are the issues they have? How do we protect them? How do we protect those people who have family members? And all of those kinds of things are, going to be really important for us to consider. So, I think the other thing that I have found about resilience is that people hate to hear me say this, but I have to say it. Our brain is a lazy organ.
Okay. How's that?
It's a lazy organ because it doesn't really want to, it's a survival mode. It doesn't want to expend any more energy than it wants to.
Right. Okay.
Or it needs to. That's why it's easier for you on your activities list to go through your emails or to look at who you're going to call for your next Tech Vibe radio call.
Mm-hmm.
And it is for you to sit down and map out a strategic plan for the magazine, for Tech Vibe, for a Tech Magazine,
right,
for the 12 months. That takes more energy, more thinking. When we have to think more, it's more difficult for us to do. And so another thing that I've been thinking
See, I like to think more because it gives me a sense of control. So I've kind of gone into overdrive where I have what was once my former to-do list, which is now my results list. I
yeah,
also then have these things where I'm always trying to map out, well, what can I be doing differently? Where do I need to guide and adjust? And I feel like if I can kind of map things out, even if I'm writing an outline on paper, I just feel like I have an action plan.
how easy is for you to then follow those steps through?
Right.
Is
It can be.
is that easy to do as well?
Yeah, I find that especially when it's weird. I have this tactfulness that I must have where it has to be written on paper. Like I can't type it. I can't put it in a spreadsheet. It's got to be
Yep.
right here on my notebook. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to be doing two things. Well, that's good to hear. So, for you, thinking gives you a certain sense of settledness.
Right.
Yourself. I think, what I've been hearing from a lot of clients is they're having difficulty concentrating.
I believe
So
it.
many things going on, so many concerns. It's not just about the work. It's about how we're getting the work done. Are we getting
Oh
the
yeah.
work done? And so for some of them, at least some of the ones I'm talking to, the concentration is a bit more difficult and it's easier to focus on.
Mm-hmm.
Now, on the flip side of that, people are working from home. So, you can close your door, you can, go for a walk a little more easily and kind of clear your head a little bit. But this is another piece of resilience that I'm recognizing for people and it obviously varies. It's not quite the same for you. Is to recognize what your particular, mental capacity and capability is, and use that to the fullest for yourself.
These are all fantastic tips, Richard. And so I'm just curious, like when you're the leader at the top, where are these folks going to get support? Because I know it's got to be really tough because as a leader, you're worried about these things, but then you got the people below you that you're trying to keep cool to put these strategies in place with to keep your team feeling good. How do the people at the tippy tip top, where can they go? Is there like a special group they can join?
Well, I'll tell you, several of the CEOs who I've talked to are actually doing pretty well.
Good.
And the reason for that is that they are also, like the rest of us, operating from home. And, the higher up you move in the organization, the more you need to be a strategic thinker.
Mm-hmm.
You need to be the person, as you're saying you're doing when you're at home, you need to kind of map out what the big picture is for yourself. And these folks generally need to have a lot of that time. When they're in the office, they may not have as much of that time to do because people are stopping in.
That's an interesting point. I never thought about that way. You're right. Yeah, they actually had maybe a little more quiet time, reflective time to actually be thinking about their leadership style and what's going on than being reactive to the people that are tapping on the door or the extra emails that are coming in, right?
I have an expression that I use is you never want to waste a good crisis. The last time I invoked this was in major form was in 2008, 2009.
Okay. Right.
Companies that want to try to come out of this situation stronger are thinking, what am I learning right now? What are the opportunities I see out there in the marketplace? What's the competitive advantage that I have over other companies? How is my team doing? How can I empower and enable my team? How can I show them that I'm behind them so that when we get back to normal, I have a higher level of commitment among my team and we have a clarity around how we're going to work. Maybe we're going to reduce our physical footprint and alternate so that one group comes in once a week and the other group comes in the next week and everybody else works in alternating weeks. I know PNC has that model. Some people are staying home, some people are working, and they switch the following week. So I think there's some variability, and I think leaders are looking for that kind of opportunity. I think the other big piece that fits into the tech council is what are the technologies we're using?
Very good point. Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up because technology can definitely be your friend in this. It can be your foe sometimes too if you're not careful, but it can definitely be a stress reliever and help actually get people better connected.
Yeah, when you watch and listen to people on Zoom, and everybody starts as you guys do on your noontime program, saying, "Let me review the Zoom protocol and the controls here, and we've got you muted and your video is shut down." So we're informing people about that, and pretty much everybody's going to feel more comfortable. In fact, I had a doctor's appointment today, and we did a telemedicine.
Yes, I did that a few weeks ago too. I kind of like that. You know why? No needles.
No. Yeah, great. But I have a little inner ear issue.
Okay.
A little vestibular problem. and the doctor had me stand up and do some physical
They can
exercises.
see you. Yeah.
Me doing that, so that was pretty interesting. I just thought I'd be sitting here and chatting.
Right.
Uh, so I like the fact that you can get up and move around, and I think that
Yeah.
that's going to be changing some of the circumstances going forward. So I think there's some, pretty exciting opportunities in terms of both technology and how organizations see. And I think senior leaders and managers, because managers are going to have a lot more control of these kinds of things on the ground.
Most definitely.
The organization is going to say, listen, if there are people who can work from home, go ahead and have them work from home. If not, have them come in. I think managers are going to say, team, how do we want to do this?
Right.
There's benefits to meeting people face to face. There's something about that face to
Of
face.
course, you got to have, like, it's being tactile. Once again, it's like me writing things down. Sometimes you got to shake someone's hand, even though we're not doing that for a long time.
Elbow
I
bump.
was going to say elbow pumps.
It's just the opportunity to step out of your office and run something by somebody and see what their thoughts are. And
Definitely.
it's going to be important. We're going to be needing to do that as well.
Without a doubt. I really can't thank you enough for taking the time to talk about this. I think you've given some great points and great strategies. I have learned something with my results list. If people want to learn more, is there a great website they can go to kind of get some of your tips and tricks?
Yeah, absolutely. If they go to Citrin Consulting, www.citrin consulting, and go to the Resilience Advantage.
Okay.
Under resources, all of my Resilience Advantage resources are there. I make them available for everybody. There's
That's awesome.
I also have a new product that I put together with a local startup here in town called Go Thrive. I think you probably know the Thrive people.
I know those guys quite well. Absolutely.
Yeah, Joe Sephora and his team, and I have one of their products, which is a digital solution now for resilience. It's a micro learning experience. I call it the 21-day resilience hack.
Nice.
Sign up for that. It's 21 days of resilience tips and ideas, all delivered in 90 to 120 seconds. It's pretty cool.
That's what I'm talking about. I can handle that.
Perfect.
But I just say, as we said, starting this thing up, being resilient right now is more important than ever. You give them some great tips and techniques to get us thinking about it and hopefully acting on some of this so we can all come out of this thing way stronger and ready to start growing again and build a new business. Can't thank you enough, Richard. You're the best.
Hey, great talking to you.
Awesome, man. Appreciate it so much.
Bye-bye.